Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figured Out Productions. The following video is a video of some kind, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and welcome to PlayLoad. This is most of my video game pickups for the month of September 2017. I say most because I went to a few conventions, and I did videos on them, and I included pickups in those videos, so I'm not including any of that stuff here. There's really no point. I highly recommend you check out my AVGC video, though, because I know a lot of people don't really like the convention videos, but that one you should really check out. That video is hilarious. I rounded up a bunch of people from different YouTubers you would know, like Pat Contry, aka Pat the NES Punk, Gaming Historian, Gilly the Kid, a bunch of them, and we were all just having fun. It was a blast. You really should check out the video. It's funny. Anybody who saw it could probably confirm that. But anyway, moving on, let's talk about pickup stuff I got this month. So the first thing I got is not actually a video game, but it is video game related. It's this. This is a vinyl record for a game called Runbow. This is the score, obviously, for the game. Now, best thing about this is, so Runbow is a game that I got on the Wii U. It also came out, I believe, digitally or possibly physically on Xbox One and PS4. But I picked up the Wii U version just to have the Wii U version because, you know, want to get a full set, right? So that game in particular came with a little digital code for the score. So I downloaded it and I was like, whatever, I'll check it out. And I fucking loved the music in that game. I loved it. I listened to it constantly. I thought it was great. Keep in mind, to this day, I've never played the game. So I have no context for the music. I just really liked the music that much. And then I Am 8-Bit announced that they were doing this record, and I was like, done, sold, give me that shit, I need it in my life. And so that's what happened. So again, still haven't played the game, but I've supported it multiple different ways, which is, I think, very funny. But yeah, definitely cool to have that just for those reasons. But now on to actual video games. I got one new release, which was Yakuza Kiwame for the PS4. Of course, Yakuza, a really cool franchise, and I've enjoyed a lot of Yakuza 0 from what I've played. This Yakuza Kiwame is a remake of Yakuza 1 for the PS2, pretty much, you know, completely from the ground up. This game exists also on the PS3, but only in Japan. When I was in Japan last April, this was already released both for PS3 and PS4 over there. So it's been out for a little while, but it's cool that Sega actually brought it over here. Sega does not have a proud history of doing that with Yakuza stuff, so it was cool of them to do a full-on translated release. That was nice of them. So there you go, Yakuza Kiwame. Probably support this. If you like anything Sega, support Yakuza, because that's what Sega puts all their they put all their eggs in one basket, one Easter egg basket, which is the Yakuza franchise. So get out there and support that. Now, I picked up a few other things, all basically the same store. There was just like one day when I kind of went out and was looking for stuff. So just a couple of items, nothing like super insane though. I'm gonna level with it. But the first thing I got was The Last Guardian for the PS4, used copy. Yeah, so this game was obviously highly anticipated for a long time. A lot of people really, wanted it, and I never got around to it until now. So yeah, here it is. I've got The Last Guardian. We did end up playing this game on my other channel, but it wasn't my copy. But yeah, now I have my own copy, so very cool. Picked up something for a console I almost never get anything for. I got Kirby's Dream Collection Special Edition for the Nintendo Wii. Yes, the Nintendo Wii. So the funny thing about this game is this is actually the last game Nintendo made for the Wii. Not the last Wii game. In fact, the last Wii game hasn't even come out yet. The last Wii game is that we know of anyway. Just Dance 2018. Ubisoft is putting that out on the original Wii for some reason. At the time of this video, that hasn't been released yet. That's insane. But yeah, this was the last one Nintendo themselves actually made. So I wanted to get it for basically that reason. Also, I mean, Kirby's cool and all that, but, you know, I wanted it more for that weird, like, subset reason of, like, ooh, I want every game that was the last game, you know what I mean? This one also comes with a soundtrack, but that ain't got shit on Runbow. Sorry, just calling it like I see it. The Runbow soundtrack is way better, but although Kirby's soundtrack is always good. Kind of briefly mentioned the Wii U in there. As I said, you know, I want to get a full Wii U set, so I've been kind of chipping away at that. I'm mostly done, but I did find another one I needed, which was Darksiders 2. I remember playing this when it first came out for the 360, and we did a video on it, but to be honest with you, I really don't remember much about it. I don't remember. It didn't make much of an impression. I don't think it was good or bad. It was just kind of a game, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so cool to have it. The Wii U version would be the enhanced version over the, say, the 360 version, although I believe there are newer and more updated versions of this now. But for a time, this was like the ideal way to go, I guess. Also a game I've kind of always wanted but never had is Far Cry 2, which is what I picked up here. Far Cry 2 is super cheap now. So Far Cry 4 and Far Cry Primal are some of like my favorite games of all time. Like I love those games. I'm not saying they're my favorite games, I'm saying there's some of. They're on that list somewhere. And I've played the Far Cry 5 demo 7 times through to completion. Love it. And I know everyone says like play Far Cry 3, but I haven't had really the time to do that. But Far Cry 2 I didn't own, and I was like, you know what? It's there, it's cheap, I'm going to pick it up. I realize it's kind of a different franchise back then, but I still want to check it out. So there you go, Far Cry 2. And because I'm going after an OG Xbox set now, they had a couple of games, just a couple that I needed, that were at least within my price range, shall we say. So I went ahead and got them. Nothing really cool here. This one, in fact, perplexes me. This is Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championships. It's like a horse racing simulator thing. This is a genre of video games I simply don't understand. This is actually like, this is not like a unique thing. Like this happens from time to time. It used to happen a lot more in the 90s and the aughts, particularly in Japan, like Winning Post and all those franchises that came out there. A lot of horse racing simulator stuff, but mostly it's Japanese. And every once in a while, a couple of them get brought over here for one reason or another. I don't know who developed this, like I don't know if that's Japanese, but I know Bethesda published it. Bethesda as in Skyrim released this, which is a little confusing. But nevertheless, yeah, it exists, and now I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's off the list. The other one would be the more interesting, or at least the better game, I suppose, in my opinion anyway. MotoGP by the ill-fated THQ for the original Xbox. So yeah, there you go. A couple of Xbox games off the list. Now, as you can see, we have a couple of packages here. Both of these were sent to me by people who watch the channel, so thank you for doing that. In the first case, we got this one. This was sent to me by a guy named Rise. He contacted me at like the beginning of August, I think it was, and he's just like, hey man, I've got some stuff, I'm going to get rid of it, do you want any of it? And I was like, no man, don't worry about it. And he was like, if you don't want it, I'm just going to toss it. And I was like, alright, because I didn't want him to throw it away. So thank you, Rise, for sending this. You obviously didn't have to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and open it up and show you what he sent. To be honest with you, I don't really remember because it was quite some time ago. But here we go. We have, oh, he's got a letter here. Let me put that down. Open for a surprise. Holy shit. He made a drawing. Quick little Rio for you, man. Rise. Pronounced Reese. Thank you for writing that, because obviously I got it very wrong the whole time. Yeah, check out that artwork he made. That's fucking badass. Like, Ryo Hazuki's looking all like... that's like 80s. I mean, well, I was gonna say it looks like 80s Ryo Hazuki, but Ryo Hazuki was from the 80s. So I don't even know, but it's fucking cool. Thank you for doing that, Reese. Sorry, Reese. Yeah, thank you. That's awesome. So the stuff he sent here. Oh shit, he sent an OG Xbox game called Still Life. I don't remember if I needed this one or not. I'm sorry, I don't remember that offhand. I wasn't expecting that. So thank you for that, especially if I needed it. That's even better. So thank you. Another OG Xbox game. A loose disc oh wait, no, never mind. He sent a copy of Gunship, the long box PS1 copy of Gunship. He put the disc in separately. Oh, and he said, it's rough, but I tested it, it works, I promise. Well, thank you again, Reese. So there you go, put the disc into the case. Because oh, I see why he did that. The teeth on the case is damaged, that makes sense. Yeah, so these long box PS1 cases, if you're looking at that and going, what the fuck is that? So when the PlayStation 1 originally came out, the games were in these long boxes. There were different types. There was like cardboard ones. This is one of the plastic ones. There were different plastic ones that were like the Sega Saturn or the Sega CD. That was just the style at the time, and then Sony changed it up and used more of the standard jewel case model. So there's actually people who collect these like long box versions. There are some games exclusively released in the long box version, and then there's a lot of games like Rayman or Twisted Metal or stuff like that that got the jewel case versions. So yeah, but either way, that's cool. So yeah, Gunship. Thank you very much for doing that. That's really awesome of you. So thank you, Reese. Now let's move on and open up this one. I'm gonna have to move some stuff out of the way here, I think, to make this work. But this package is kind of a similar situation. I was talking to a buddy of mine named Fox who lives out in South Korea. And we were just kind of chit-chatting. I'm going to start opening this while I tell this because this looks like this is going to be hard to get into. But we were chit-chatting, and I just kind of mentioned something in passing. And he's like, oh, dude, I have one of those. I don't want it. I'll send it to you. I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. And he's like, no, seriously, I don't need it. I don't use it. The wife will be thrilled if it's gone, you know, that kind of thing. And I was like, all right, man, if you're sure. So this package came from South Korea. So let me go ahead and open it up. I'm assuming there's a lot of people, there's probably a few people making assumptions about what this is. It's going to not probably be what you expect, but let's take a look. So inside, first we have this bag. Let me just put that down there. And then we have some filler. Move that off to the side. And then there's another package in here to keep the items safe. And then everything else is just kind of packing materials. Okay. So let's take it out of its packing materials here. Thank you, Fox, for packaging this so well. And let's get it there. Okay. And there's even more packaging materials. Alright, throw that to the side. What you probably guessed is that this is a console. And just to prove it's from South Korea, there is a bag. It's got Korean text all over it. Obviously I can't read it, but it's got Korean text all over it. What we have here is an Xbox 360. I'm sure there's a lot of you thinking, oh, I thought it was going to be a Samsung Saturn. No, it's an Xbox 360. But it's actually funny. It's an American Xbox 360, but it has been modified. Basically, he was living over there, so he wanted to have access to being able to play imports and burn games, quite frankly. So he basically had this thing modified to do that. But he doesn't use it anymore. And I was like, I just kind of mentioned how I had all these import games I can't use because of region coding. And he was like, oh dude, I can fix that for you. So he just sent me his Xbox 360 because he said doesn't use it anymore, doesn't want it anymore, and this will allow me to solve that problem. Now it's been a while since I've looked into the Xbox 360 modifying scene because I never took place in it or took part in it. I just kind of explored it. But yeah, so there were different ways to modify these things, and he said something about this is an older method where you would modify part of the board, which allowed it to still work online, at least at the time. I don't know if that's still accurate. Now, I don't care about the whole piracy aspect of this. I really just wanted it for imports. I probably will never even connect it online. We'll see. But nevertheless, it was very cool of him to do that. He also threw in a power supply and some component cables, which was cool, as well as the controller. So that was nice of him to do. So thank you very much, Fox, for doing that, and of course thank you to Reese for that. So I decided to fire this up, and unfortunately, listen to that, and that shit. This is kind of interesting though, because traditionally if it's got the real red rings of death, it's 3 rings, not 4. 4 usually results from a connection issue in the back, like where the console thinks it's not hooked up to the TV. But I assure you, it's connected as tightly as it can be. I mean, this is the OG Xbox 360. Like, this is the version that did not have HDMI on board at all. Like, this is old as fuck. And unfortunately, 360s are built... They were built very poorly at the beginning. So I'm kind of thinking that this thing just didn't survive the journey, which is too bad. There's not really much about that I can do. I just kind of want to give you guys a kind of a PS on that. So, there you go. I tried. I mean... The disk drive doesn't appear to work. It seems like it's jammed, and yeah, I think this thing just didn't make it, so that's too bad. I tinkered with it some more, and as you can see, I got the disk tray out, and it's got a different red light here, and then we got this, just a system error screen. Yeah, I'm sorry to say that I think this Xbox is unfortunately completely fucked, which is too bad, but it is what it is. Anyway, for real this time, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all later.